Hi, it's Sherry with Cowboy Country, and we are here with the reigning CCMA Male Vocalist of the Year, Dean Brody. Hi, Dean. Thanks so much for taking some time to join us today.
Yeah.
And we are a week after the release of your new CD, Crop Circles. What kind of feedback have you been getting so far?
Oh, it's been great. Yeah, I mean, it seems like everyone's happy, and for me, it's always I'm a little nervous about it because I write a lot of my own stuff, so I'm never quite sure, if how it's going to be received, and I'm also pretty hard on myself too when it comes to writing. So, but so far, everybody's loving the record and loving Bounty and Crop Circles.
Good. Now, I understand you write or co-write all songs on your CDs. Do you write for the CD, or do you have stacks of music sitting somewhere that you go through and choose?
I used to, like when we had the first couple records, because I wrote in Nashville for 2 years before I got my record deal. And so I had all the stockpile of songs, and the first 2 records we had 100 songs to pull from, but now it's down to I'm done. Like I pretty much write for the record now, and we do get outside songs, hundreds of them, but finding the one that fits me right is always a little bit of a challenge. But yeah, it's a lot of pressure, but it's a challenge that I like to take on.
So how do you decide the feel of the CD and what type of songs you're going to write?
At first, I just kind of write stuff that just comes to, when I'm inspired. I write something. Usually it's fun, or, sometimes it's a little bit more meaningful. And I'll get, about 5 or 6 songs done, and then I have to start thinking about rounding out the record. It's like, well, if I have too many meaningful songs, I need to have some fun stuff too. And so then I'll concentrate on just writing like upbeat, fun stuff. Yeah.
Where did you get the idea for Crop Circles, the song?
Just from, I guess, crop circles. They're always. I thought of what would be a cool country concept, and of course crop circles is very country because it's in the fields, and so I started. I thought of the story of this crazy farmer going out and seeing these circles in his field and freaking out thinking they're aliens, but really they're country boys messing around in his fields. And so tried to make this song that was kind of almost like you were in the mind of this farmer, kind of take you on a journey, and by the end it almost has a Pink Floyd kind of The Wall sequence where the girls start singing, and so by the end I kind of want the listener to almost go, this is a crazy trip.
You're getting ready for your upcoming tour, the Crop Circles and Tractor Beams tour. What can we expect as far as that goes?
A lot of fun. Like we're moving up into bigger venues and arenas and stuff, and so we get to use some props that we don't necessarily get to use in the smaller venues. So we get the big, video screens, and so we can do video content, and of course Cassidy's going to be opening this show, so I think she's quite a bit different than I am, so there's going to be a little diversity, and also I think a little fun. We're hoping that she'll come out during Bounty, maybe, fingers crossed, and do Lindy's part. But yeah, it should be great. We're still going to try and keep a campy element. Like last time we had a campfire, and it was a little bit cheesy. We had like bears growling in the soundtrack and stuff. So we'll try and incorporate some of that silliness in there too, so people just have a good time.
So it'll still be a Dean Brody concert that people are used to.
Yeah, and something that people can relate to. I think sometimes when the stages get bigger, it's more of a challenge to be able to connect with your audience. And I think doing the cheesy stuff is a way to stay connected.
So have you met Cassidy Pope yet?
I haven't, no. I've heard great things about her, and I think it's going to be interesting. She's from Florida, and she's going to be in Canada in the dead of winter, so it should be. She'll have some stories to tell, I'm sure, when it's done.
When did you know you wanted to be a singer, and why country music?
I was at the sawmill in Dee's Kootenays there in Galloway, and just, I don't know, I couldn't get it out of my mind, Nashville, and trying to go there to write songs. And then late at night, when I was caught up with my work, I'd sit out there and, out on the catwalks and stuff, and just look up at the moon and be like, man, I'd really like to try this. And I know it's probably crazy, but I just kind of had to. And so just kept writing songs. I'd write songs at the mill sometimes, scratched on my hard hat. And eventually, it just became so much a part of me, I think, writing songs and being creative, that I just had to try Nashville, and that's how it all started.
What would you say your signature song is?
Canadian Girls is a big one. It's maybe the biggest. It's Fridays, really, But, maybe it's Brothers, because Brothers is the one that kind of started it all off for me. Years ago, I was in Edmonton here for a couple of years and going to Nate. And when I was in Nashville, I thought, man, I'm going to send this song to Kiss and to Chris Sheets, because I really enjoyed Chris and the gang at Kissin' and when I was here in Edmonton. And I sent it to Chris, and that kind of got everything going. And so that's probably the signature song for me. And then followed closely by Canadian Girls.
So when you're not doing your interviews and touring, what is a day in the life of Dean Brody?
It's quite boring. I think I probably lead a very boring life. I hang out with the kids, and we go to the beach a lot. Like, I love the beach. We now live in Nova Scotia, so that's always fun to do. And yeah, right now, like when I go home next week, we'll go out to the house and light a fire, and I'll just drink coffee and hang out with the kids. It's kind of, I think my crazy days are done, and it's very fun to just go home and chill, a beach or a fire.
What do the kids think about what Dad does?
They don't really see what I do, other than when I'm practicing or I'm writing songs around the house. Like, we don't really show them the stage life and stuff, because I really want my kids to, I don't know, decide on their own what they want to do without being encouraged in a certain way. But they think it's cool. They don't really get the whole hype around it,